Hello, my friend. Previously, we already studied the THET menu. This menu is for the electric backup. So when the sunshine, there is no sunshine, or rainy day, or in the evening, or in the morning, early morning, there is no enough hot water in the storage tank. So we can use the electric backup to heat the water in the tank. I have explained previously because the storage tank we have two sensor weir, the bottom sensor weir and the upper sensor weir. So you can see we have the T2 and the T3. Um, because mostly the solar storage tank, the heating element is in the middle, so it only can heat the above half tank water. And because hot water will go up, it will not go down. So we have to set the temperature. The temperature sign should give from the T3. So T2 is not the right sense temperature sign. So we have to adjust the THET menu. The temperature sign should from the S3. So the factory for this controller, the factory set is S2. So when you set this menu, you have to adjust the S2 to S3. So you select the right sensor position, S3. And the SMT is the intelligent time heating. This is a fixed value. You can't adjust it anymore. And if you select THTS, this kind uh, function, you can adjust the time when it begin work, when it stop work, and which time switch on, which temperature switch on, and which temperature switch off. You can adjust it. There are three time sections, and you can like set morning time and also evening time. And another function is the we call it a hot water return function. Uh, it is a very good function, but if you are interested, you can study it. Sometimes the solar water heater is far from the tap. So when you open the tap, you have to waste a lot of cold water. So this function is lets the tap can have hot water instantly. Then you can save the water. The theory is very simple. Uh, at the highest position, we detect the highest position hot water pipe temperature. When it like low, then generally the temperature we set is 45 centigrade. When the water pipe temperature lower than 45 centigrade, uh, there is a pump. Uh, we call it R2. This should be R2. R2 pump will begin work and force the water to circulate, force the water in the hot water return pipe return to the tank, and then the pipe will be full of the hot water. So then when you open the tap, you can have instant hot water immediately. So this is a good function. For this solar water heater system, we the controller have this function. But if you want to have these functions, you should have additional 1 unit water pump and additional one piece sensor cables. So we can select the time like the first time start at 5 o'clock in the morning, stop at 7 o'clock, and the second time and the third time. So it will maintain the water in the pipe at 45 in a degree. So how to set this function? So generally it is off. You have to turn it on. So the mode we select the TEP. The meaning is we use the temperature to control the hot water return functions. We select TEP. And the STAT should be on. The STAT, the meaning is what? Uh, STAT. So sometimes if we set the hot water return pipe temperature is 45 centigrade, uh, if if the water in the tank is lower than 45 centigrade, so if the STAT will detect the if the STAT function is on, then the controller will detect the water tank temperature first. On the condition that the water tank, the temperature is at least 2 centigrade higher than the 45 centigrade. So it should be at least 47 centigrade. Then the pump will work and force the water to circulate. Why we should turn it on, the STAT? Because if for example, if the controller detects the hot water return pipe is lower than 45 centigrade, and actually the water in the tank only is lower than 45 centigrade, so there is no meaning for the pump to circulate because the water is always cold. And here is set the uh, when the pump begin work and close work, from which temperature to which temperature switch on and which temperature switch off. So here, CYCO and CYCF, the meaning is the pump will begin work when it is the hot water return pipe is lower than 40 centigrade, and the pump will work about 3 minutes. When it close work, when the hot water return pipe temperature reach 45 centigrade, and it will stop for 15 minutes. And then it will detect the temperature again, and it will work 3 minutes if it is not reached 45 centigrade. And here is the time section when the hot water return function you require, like maybe in the morning time, and also in the evening uh, when it is a peak time. You all the people have to use a lot of hot water. So other time when the people doesn't use the hot water frequently, you don't have to set the hot water the we don't have to use the hot water return pipe because it will waste a lot of energy. But it's up to you. So if you want to have a comfortable hot water, you can set it like 24 hours for the hot water return functions. So you make decision according to your system. So here is about the how to set the hot water return functions. So for this, this controller just have this function. If you want the hot water return function, you want the instant hot water, you the better you have two. buy the additional one unit water pump and one piece the sensor cables to detect the hot water return pipe water temperature. Then is the PWD password. Uh, you don't have to study it. This is just to set the password. So you just press the set button 5 times. Press it. Then it will go to the next menu. You just press set button. Then because the default is 000, you just press set 5 times to go to the next menu. And then we started the load menu, the load, tank load for tank heating. So I will explain the menu uh, one by one. So here, when we go to the load menu, the submenu, DTO, the 6K. The K, this unit is like the six centigrade differences. The K, the meaning is the differences. So when the solar collector is at least 6 centigrade higher than the water temperature in the tank, then the pump will begin work. And it is when it stop work, the pump station, when the collectors is the temperature is uh, less than 4 centigrade higher than the water in the storage tank, it will stop work. The DTS, so we don't have the meaning is the different temperature difference of the pump speed control. Uh, we don't have to set it, just use the default. RIS, we keep the default setting. SMX, this is the maximum temperature of the tank. Uh, Here is 70 centigrade. This temperature is okay for the hot water storage tank. 70 centigrade is normal temperature for the water in the tank. So we keep the same temperature here. The meaning is when the solar storage tanker reach 70 centigrade, the solar water pump will stop work. SMX. So this is just like the THET menu. So we have to give the temperature sign to the controller uh, what temperature it is. And we already said SMX is 70 centigrade. So which position temperature we should give to the controller? We have the water tank. We have the bottom sensor wheel and the top sensor wheel. So here it is used the S2. S2 is T2. T2 is the bottom temperature. It is okay. So we keep it. So when the bottom temperature reaches 70 centigrade, the 70 degree, it will stop work. HYST is 2K. We keep this same value here. So here is the how to set it. Uh, you can study it. And the COL is collector manual. This is collector functions. So here is about how to avoid the over temperature and how to antifreeze. The antifreeze function is in this menu. Here, the first is the OCEM. This is the collector emergency shutdown. So when the collector is reach a very high temperature, it will stop work. Um, it is set on, and the temperature when is 130 centigrade. The meaning is when the collector reach 130 centigrade, it will stop work immediately. Because we are used the water, so generally it's not easy to reach this temperature. And we I think we better set it to like 95, 95 centigrade. And here is the collector cooling function. So here the meaning is when it reach 110 centigrade, uh, it will continue the pump station will continue to work and transfer the heat in the solar collector to the storage tank. We can set because we are using the flat panel, we can set 90 centigrade. Uh, the default set is off. So if we turn it on, uh, it is also okay. If we turn the COOC, the collector cooling on, the meaning is like previously we have set the water temperature, maximum temperature of the tank. When it reaches 70 centigrade, it will stop work. So it protects the storage tank. But if here we turn the collector cool function OCCO on, then the maximum hot water temperature, this function will be off. So you can turn it on. Here is OCMI. OCMI, you also can turn it on. It's up to you. The default set is off. The meaning is the minimum temperature the collector begin work. So the 10 degree the meaning is only when the collector uh, is at least 10 centigrade, the pump begin work. Uh, because the previously the when the pump begin work, the condition is the collector is at least 6 uh, centigrade differences. So if the for example, if the collector is 9 centigrade and the solar storage tank, the water is 3 centigrade. So the difference is also still 6 centigrade. And the pump will work. But now it's no meaning. Why? Because it is still cold. So that's why here we set the collector the temperature minimum temperature 10 centigrade. Then the pump can work. We can uh, adjust to on or off. No big influence. It's up to you. And here is OCFR is antifreeze function. This is uh, uh, up to your country's the coldest temperature. If it is cold, then we can adjust it to on. The meaning is when the CFRO, when the collector temperature reach 4 centigrade, then the pump will begin work, the water will circulate between the storage tank and the collectors. Then no freeze. And when it reaches 5 centigrade, it will stop working. So the CFR off or on is up to your countries. This is antifreeze functions. OTCO, this is for the tube collectors. We don't have to set it. Here is for the collector functions, how to set. You can study it. Then we will start the pump menu. Here we just keep the first this menu on. It's okay. Factory set on. You don't have to adjust the other value. Just keep the first on is enough. Cooling function. The cooling function, this use other device to release the heat from the solar system. You can study it by yourself, but I think mostly it is useless for us. And here is the auxiliary function. Uh, this can be used to release. This function can use to release the heat, and also can be used to use like another kind of backup for the solar system. We already have the TH3T electric backup, but here we also can use like a heat pump or the gas water heater to heat the water in the tank. So here you can see the set is if the AHO is smaller than AHF, the thermostat function is used to control the backup heat. So the off temperature is the on temperature is small than the off temperature. So this is like a backup heating here. To actually it is used to heat the water. And for the if the on temperature is higher than the off temperature, the meaning is it is transfer the heat from the tank to reduce the tank temperature. So and here is a B fault warning. So you can select the time when it begin to work auxiliary for the auxiliary functions. So the time period. And here is about the which temperature we should use. The temperature sign is from where. So the S2, S3, S4, S5 you can select. It can be used the tank temperature, the water tank temperature. The menu, the time here is fixed is fixed. It will used according to the time you set the time. And if we select AH, the meaning is we use the time and the temperature to control the third energy backup. So we'd better use the time and the temperature to control the third energy backup. This is better. Here S3, the meaning is we use which times temperature sign to give the controllers. S2, S3 is the temperature in the tank, and S5 is another because S4 we already use it for the hot water return function. So here it write S5. And here for the pump, the power, because the R1 is for the solar pump station, and R2 is used for the hot water return function. So generally, we will use R3 for the additional energy backup. So we can see the menu right about the R1, R2, R3. Uh, T1 temperature for collector, T2, T3 the tank base, the tank bottom temperature. T3 is the tank up temperature, and R1 is for the solar circulator pump. HR backup heating. So and R2 is for the T4. This is for the hot water return, and the the additional here the thermal function thermal function is use the thermostat function. We use the R3 function, and the sensor we can use T2, T3, T5. If we use like we already have the electric backup for the storage tank. If we have like a storage gas boiler or the heat pump water heater, we can like still detect the hot solar water tank the temperature T2 or T3, and if it is low than like 50 degree, uh, the heat pump or gas boiler begin work and circulate the circulated pump R3 give the power to the pump or water pump and circulate the water to circulate between the heat pump or the storage gas boiler and the hot water tank. So this is how this function work. This is advanced functions if you require it for backup heating is auxiliary function. And then is the menu operation. This function is when we finish the solar system installation, and we also begin to commission the solar water heater. But like the R1, R2, R3, or HR, uh, if you want it to work and see how it work, and it didn't reach the condition like R1, the solar collector temperature should be at least 6 centigrade higher than the water in the storage tank. But actually, it is there is no 6 centigrade differences, and you want to see how it work, the pump work. So you can use the menu operation. So you can set it for this the main menu, this function, it will only work about 15 minutes and then switch off. So when this mode, the menu mode is active, you can see a hand blink on the screen. So you can, this kind of function will only work for 15 minutes and then it will automatically switch off. Mostly this is for the when you for commission the system. Here is the blocking protection. You don't have to study it. This is the unit. So here we use the centigrade. Maybe you use other kind of unit. Reset reset function. Uh, if you make some mistake and you have no idea how to adjust it, you just use the reset and it will be reset to the factory setting. Password setup. I think you don't have to set the password. The AMH menu heating. There is a button on the controller. You just press it one time and you can see the temperature. Like the default setting, I think is 60 centigrade. You press it and it's the 60 centigrade will blink. If you wish to the electric backup heated the water to 6 centigrade, you press it again and then it will begin work. So it just work one time. So when it reaches 60 centigrade, it will stop work. Here is just work one time, the image. Holiday function is for the actually the holiday function is for the cooling function. So if you are not at home, the no people will use the hot water and the water temperature will be very high. So the holiday function is like it turn on the cooling functions. Okay, this is a brief uh, introduction of the SR258 controllers. So if you have any question about the controller, you can send me email.